Hola, bienvenidos.
Welcome to beautiful Cartagena, Colombia.
Buenos dias, good morning country collectors, and yes, you heard that right.
We are in Colombia, baby.
Cartagena to be exact, and we cannot wait to show you around this beautiful coastal colonial city.
But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our future adventures.
All right, let's go have some fun.
First things first, how'd we get here? In Panama City, we boarded a direct flight on Copa Airlines to Cartagena that was an easy 1-hour journey. Once at the airport, we picked up our luggage and got in a taxi to the center of the city to our accommodations.
We are staying at a nice little Airbnb here in the La Matuna neighborhood, which is a great location as it's sandwiched between two of the most popular sectors here, the historic city center and Getsemani. Our room costs $32 a night and is fit with a large bed, seating area, fridge, TV, a private bathroom, and the best part, cold AC, which you are definitely going to need. Since we've been here, it's been in the lower 90s, but the real feel is around 108 degrees. You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of Cartagena.
We are going to start our day here in Parque Centenario. It's right across from where we're staying. And this is a park like no other we've ever been to. There is so much wildlife for you to experience here, right here. Right here, there's a monkey. There are these cute little monkeys with this like white little mohawk on top. Never seen this species before. There's also iguanas wandering around. There's parrots flying by, and there's sloths here. We saw sloths sitting up in the trees, just kind of like doing their slow eating thing, better than any other sighting we've ever had. And it's just in the middle of a city park. There's lots of places to just sit and enjoy yourself here. So much shade, there's statues, people just enjoying themselves. A really good saxophonist over here just playing his heart out. But what we're trying to figure out is, how do these animals get here? I mean, we're in the middle of a city, so how did a sloth just like wander into this park? If you know, please leave us a comment down below because we're definitely interested.
Yeah, but it is just so cool. There's one right above Adam's head there. You might want to watch out.
You better not poop on me.
And if you're into photography, wildlife photography, definitely bring your camera like this lady right here. She's just having a great time walking around, you know, searching for these little cuties and taking photos.
And truthfully, you don't even have to search that hard because the vendors and the groundskeepers here are like, hey, come here, check this out, look at this. And they're not expecting anything in return. They just want to share this beautiful place with you.
Yeah, we met this guy from Venezuela the other day. His name was Alexander, and he was so nice just showing us around. Oh, and something else, if you come here in the evening, try to find the guy who's selling jugo de carozo. It's this incredible juice made from a fruit from the palm tree, and it's supposed to have a lot of great health benefits. So yeah, look around for him.
Delicious and nutritious.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's keep going.
In this video, we're going to be focusing on you're the best. There's so many of these super friendly vendors walking around. They're selling hats, which you probably need in this heat. They have drinks, they have tours, they have whatever you need. So friendly. Unfortunately, I don't need a hat right now, but if you do, this is the guy to come and see.
This is the man. Gracias.
Gracias.
Promoción, necesario.
Yeah, sí, promoción.
Promoción.
Gracias. I love it here, such friendly people.
But we also understand that that can be overwhelming as there are a ton of vendors, but just try to keep in mind everyone's just trying to make a buck, and a, you know, quick and friendly thank you goes a long way.
As I'm sure you've noticed and can hear, this is a very lively city. What I was trying to say before that vendor came by was that we are going to be focusing on the walled city today, which you can actually see right behind me here. And what better way to do that than to start with a little bit of history.
To summarize, Spain founded Cartagena in 1533. This port quickly became the most important for the Spanish crown. It was here where vast riches came through and were sent back to Spain. It was also the largest trading port for African slaves. And, you know, with all these riches and treasures, they were susceptible to pirate attacks and other invaders coming in. So they had to build this wall, which took over 200 years. As you can see behind me, it has been so well preserved, as well as the historic center. So why don't we head in and check it out together?
I think the best place to enter the city is here at the iconic clock tower. This was the original entrance to the city. It was completed in 1631 and was known as the Boca del Puente, or the mouth of the bridge, as I'm guessing this was probably all water here, and there was a bridge that connected the Getsemani neighborhood to the main part of the city here, essentially connecting the rich and the poor together. They actually added on this clock tower here later on, but I think it's a great addition. It looks great.
Yeah, why don't we head through and head into the city?
I hope we have enough time.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
And what Adam was referring to as the rich and the poor was the rich Spaniards who lived inside the wall, and then, you know, the displaced indigenous and enslaved Africans that lived in the Getsemani neighborhood. Next week's video, we're gonna focus on that neighborhood as well as Palenque, the first free town for Africans in the Americas. So stay tuned for that. But another thing you're gonna wanna know, this plaza at night comes alive with entertainment, dancing. It's a lot of fun, so definitely come down here.
And if you don't want to walk around on your own, there are so many walking tours available, whether you book them online or just come down and take a stroll around. Someone will approach you.
Yes.
You will see them everywhere. We've had at least 3 or 4 approach us since we left the apartment this morning.
Yeah.
So you're in luck if that's what you're looking for.
And if you want Cuban cigars, you can come here, they got them. Gracias.
Yes, gracias.
Right now we have found ourselves here in Plaza de los Coches. I believe it's Car Square. As you can see, there aren't cars parked here now, but back in the day it said that the mayor allowed them to park here to go check out Portal de los Dulces, the sweets portal, which is a candy portal.
Ooh.
So why don't we head over as it's still here and see what they got.
Just walking down here, I was overwhelmed with all of the options I had. This place has been here for over 100 years creating these delicious treats. They are called cocada de coco. They're primarily made from coconut. They're sweets with some sugar, coconut milk. They add a bunch of flavors like chocolate caramel and guava, like I got right here. We went with a variety pack because, you know me, I could not make a decision and I wanted to try everything. So let's start out with one of these little guys right here.
And this whole little box here was 6,000 pesos, which I believe is about $1.50.
Wow, that is like a punch of sweet in the face,
Yeah.
but so good. You can really taste the guava. It's nice and soft, but it kind of has a little bit of extra texture from the coconut. Definitely come down and give these a try.
And they have a ton of other different types of candies, so definitely stop by if you got that sweet tooth.
You know I do.
All right, let's keep this day moving. Just a couple steps away, we have found ourselves here in Plaza de la Aduana, and look at that. That looks like a little bike tour going by, doesn't it? I think that'd be a fun way to explore the city. But this is one large plaza surrounded by colonial buildings. This one that spans the entire side, I believe, is the town office, the mayor's office.
And just in front of me over here at the corner of the square is a statue of Christopher Columbus standing over an indigenous woman, which I frankly find quite shocking. The area we're in right now, this square, was where the slaves were brought when the Portuguese came here, and then they were traded. We've spoken to some Colombians and they said it really makes them angry that it's up. They actually tried to pull it down a few years ago, but it was a huge deal and it still stands today.
And you know it's hot when you got that eye sweat.
I mean, I have head sweat, lip sweat, my forearms are sweating, and there are some places you don't want to know about that are sweating.
Adam, censored, sorry. But yeah, take advantage of the shade whenever you can get it.
Oh, and this glorious breeze right now.
So nice.
What you doing?
Oh, hey, I was just thinking about how wonderful it is walking around this city. It's so easy to get around, and there's something around every corner that's special. Like these little statues here, there's a bunch of them just kind of like littered around the area in front of this huge church down here. It's so impressive.
This guy might be somebody too, you know?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, definitely a thinker and a stinker.
And I love that all these statues here, these wrought iron statues, are depicting the everyday life of the people here. This guy has a little coffee stand. They're playing checkers down here. A little bit further down, the guy's pushing a push cart, which you will see so many of around the city. It's really cool.
That church Adam just mentioned is located behind me. It's so beautiful, but something really interesting is that it's dedicated to San Pedro de Claver. Claver was a Spanish priest that dedicated his life to defending the human rights of the African slaves that were brought over by the Portuguese. He actually nicknamed himself the slave of the slaves, or the slave of the blacks, as he dedicated allegiance to alleviating their suffering. We actually read that his confessional was reserved for them. If you want to go inside, you can see his remains as they are located on the altar. I mean, what a guy.
And before we head up to that next plaza, I need a little pick-me-up. And there was this guy over here selling mandarina juice. It looks so good, just ice cubes all over. He did a little fresh squeeze for me before he dumped it in. I am so excited about this. I'm gonna try it out right now.
Oh, I'm jealous. Save some for me.
Oh, wow. It tastes so fresh, so not too sweet, but nice and cold. That's the most important thing right now. We're gonna head a little bit north and go over to Plaza Bolivar to see some more of the city. Come along.
And as we're walking towards the center, we've started to see more restaurants, jewelry stores, this guy with scooters, and you know, a lot more boutique shops. It's definitely getting a little more fancy.
As you can see, we've made it to Plaza Bolivar. It's dedicated to Simón Bolívar, one of the greatest leaders of South America's independence from Spain. This is a great park to come down, hang out, sit around and enjoy the shade. And there are an enormous number of pigeons here. Like, it's hard to step without stepping on one, and they're just landing on people's heads. People are taking photos, they're just flying around. It's definitely a unique experience.
I'm not that adventurous.
Me neither.
But if you are, you can definitely come down and have fun.
And if you're into museums, this is a great plaza to visit because surrounding it, there are a few. In front of me here, you have the Museum of Cartagena's history. You also have the Gold Museum with some pre-Columbian relics, as well as the Emerald Museum.
Quick fact, it's estimated that Colombia is responsible for 70 to 90% of all emerald production in the world. So it's a great place to come down and learn about them, as well as buy some if you're interested. Just across the street from Plaza Bolivar, you will find Proclamation Square. You may have guessed that this is the place where the people rose up against the Spanish and declared their independence on November 11, 1811.
And lining one side of the plaza here is this stunning cathedral. It's known as St. Catherine de Alexandria, and it was finished in 1612. It's considered one of the oldest in the Americas. The architecture is just so beautiful. You gotta check out these large wooden doors. There's actually a service going on right now, so the music is kind of just floating through the air. It's something very special.
Can you hear that behind me? That beat that's being dropped right now? You are gonna see rappers. They're walking all over the city. They'll come up to you and they'll start rapping you about your shirt or your hat or how you look or what's going on. It's very cool, and you're welcome to take videos, but be aware, you do have to pay them for it. So if you don't want to, just say no gracias, because they'll just keep going and probably down the road and then be like, moneda.
Yeah. It's fun, but yeah, just know before.
As much fun as we are having exploring the downtown area right here, this heat is really starting to get to me, and I think we could both use a little break. Maybe at home you could use one too. We're gonna head to a coffee shop and cool down, so why don't you come along?
We have found ourselves here at Cafe Abba, and check this out. If you like pink, this is a place for you. It just feels like we are in a little princess palace. There's a cafe in the back with some tables here, and then surrounding us there's a lot of little like pop-up shops sort of thing, like a place you can go and shop at the different stores. They are selling jewelry and some clothing. Yeah, it's a really neat place just tucked back in here. We got a coffee and a pink lemonade on the way. Check out these beverages here. I was not expecting this. It's like a nice blended pink lemonade. Let me try it. Delicious.
I'm gonna try mine now too.
Adam got some iced coffee. It looks like there's a little froth on top.
Wow, that is so delicious. If you didn't know, Colombia is known for their coffee.
Yes.
And this has a nice, robust kind of flavor to it. And it is so gloriously ice cold.
Oh, that's awesome. And everyone who's been walking in here is just like, wow, this place is so neat, which it is.
There's gotta be 10,000 pink flowers here, maybe more.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a fun spot to come, maybe, you know, get away from the heat and those vendors out there, just pop in here.
Snap some photos.
Yeah, and enjoy a nice drink. So we're gonna finish these up and then head to another plaza. We'll see you over there. Welcome to Plaza Santo Domingo. It's really cool here. There's some tables out. People are just enjoying some drinks and some lunch.
People are sitting up on the balconies looking down. This church is magnificent.
Yeah, in front of us, it's the Church and Convent of Santo Domingo. It goes by the same name. And then over here...
something very special. Behind me here is the statue of Gertrudis. And it said that for good luck, you need to rub her boobs.
Yeah, you saw those people just doing it.
I'm gonna do it, babe. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll allow this, but only once.
Ooh, I'm doing both. Extra luck.
I love it.
And take it from my experience, that's the best luck you'll ever get. And while you're walking around, keep those peepers peeping, people, because there are so many cool little things like the doors here, the architecture, the knockers you see, not like the ones we just touched for good luck.
I was just gonna say.
But the door knockers like this one right here. And check out the knocker on this one. That was the last one, I promise. Well, maybe not.
And when you're walking around the city, you are bound to see these beautiful palenqueras. This is Yaya here.
Con Yaya.
They are an icon of
Yaya,
Cartagena.
whisky. Con Yaya en Cartagena, de Estados Unidos a Cartagena.
You
Palenque.
can see their beautiful dress and they got the fruit on their head. But they are more than just a photo. They have so much rich history, which we'll talk to you about. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
The palenqueras are actually descendants of the first free African slaves here in the Americas. The first free town is called San Basilio de Palenque, which we're taking you to in next week's video. They actually used to walk 50 kilometers. It took 3 days with all the fruit here to Cartagena to sell it. Nowadays, they do still sell fruit, but they make most of the money from the photo ops. So if you would like to support them, it's definitely a fun thing to do.
I know you must be getting hungry at home because I am starving over here. So we're gonna head a couple blocks over to Restaurante Espiritu Santo and get some delicious treats. Come along. And while we're walking to the restaurant we're gonna be eating at, we keep passing by these other beautiful restaurants. They're in these colonial buildings where when you go inside, it's just like ferns and greenery hanging down over the tables. They look really nice. We have made it to Espiritu Santo and it is a local spot and packed right now. So it's a little bit loud inside. So we're just gonna go in, enjoy our meal, and we'll let you know how it is when we come out.
We just finished our lunch and it was okay.
An experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of our fault. Well, we went in and ordered a couple things and they were out of them. It's only open from 11:30 till 3:30, so we got there right at the butt end of the day.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, so we ended up going with the cazuela de mariscos, which was recommended to us. The only thing, I thought it was gonna be like a clear broth, but it ended up being like a corn chowder.
Imagine it being 107 degrees out and then getting a steaming bowl of cream-based seafood chowder.
Yeah, so that was our fault. We just, yeah, we're not down for that at the moment. But then we got the carne asada, which was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it came with some plantains as well as some rice.
And a little salad.
I mean, the portions were really big and the prices were great.
It's a very economical place to eat, and I think it's one of the last like real local spots. So we'll have to go back and try it again. Maybe get some, you know, they had like some whole fish there. Just try something else on the menu. But where we're standing across the street is called Buena Vida, and it looks like a great restaurant. And then next to us here is Alma, and they both look quite fancy. Maybe
I'm gonna give it a try.
yeah, maybe later. So maybe when you're here you can try it out. Right now we are walking our way to the northwest of the walled city, and we just passed this place called La Cevicheria. You can tell I am having like food envy right now, pointing out all these other restaurants. Here they serve cold ceviche, cold mariscos, and that is what we should have gone with. So maybe when you're here you can stop by La Cevicheria, get some seafood, send us some pictures, make me jealous. All right, let's keep going.
We're just cruising down Calle 39 and this place has a nice vibe to it. There's restaurants all surrounding this square. We're in a beautiful church at the end. People are just relaxing in the shade.
I know, I feel like this would be a good place to come out and have some dinner.
Maybe just hang out all day.
Yeah, grab some fruit.
Oh. And check out this flag behind me. I've been seeing it all over the city and it turns out it's the flag of Cartagena, and I just love all the colors. It's just so vibrant.
I know, incredible. Very Caribbean.
Ooh. We find ourselves here in Plaza Las Bóvedas, or the Plaza of the Vaults. We read that this was the last Spanish military construction here in the city. There are 47 arches and 24 vaults here that probably at one point held ammunition and other military supplies. But today they have been turned into beautiful artisan markets, so you can go in and do some shopping and find some great stuff to take home with you. And remember, it's Colombia, not Colombia.
Yeah, we've been seeing those shirts and hats all over, and we're like, oh yeah, well, I think a lot of people say Colombia.
Well, because we have the District of Columbia, it's easy to say, but it's Colombia.
Yeah.
And a slight little correction, there are only 23 vaults, not 24, but right now we're on this walkway that is going up, so we're gonna go walk on the wall and check out some of those bastions, so come with us.
we have made it up to the wall, and I am so excited. First impressions when you come up here, you're gonna notice that these walls are actually made from coral stone. So they basically just dug it out of the ocean and built these walls, but you can still see the exoskeletons of the actual creatures built right into it. Wow. It took almost 2 centuries, that's right, 200 years almost, to build this incredible structure that spans 11 kilometers around the city.
Wow, that's impressive.
It really is.
And what's so nice is you can walk along these walls. It is very windy up here right now. We're actually looking out to the Caribbean Sea and the waves are coming in. And all along you're gonna find baluartes or bastions. Over here is the Santa Catalina one. They were actually built before the wall was built, and it was where the guards would come up, you know, and guard the city from the invaders coming in. Later on, the walls were built between them to connect the city and make it a unified walled city. So yeah, you can actually still see some of the original cannons, which is pretty neat.
And while we are getting some refuge from that sun and wind, we thought we would thank our newest patrons.
Donna, Rod, and Elizabeth. Hi guys, thank you so much.
We appreciate everything you do for us. Your support and your love make all of this possible. So muchas gracias from the bottom of our heart.
We are dedicating the beautiful Cartagena to you. Thanks again. And if you would like to join our Patreon community, we will put the link in the description below. All right, let's keep going.
And as we're walking along, it seems like these windows are being used for a little romance here and there, so pucker up, baby.
What a beautiful and windy walk along the wall here.
It's such a nice break though from that heat, so gracias for the wind.
And as you could probably guess, it's a wonderful place to watch the sunset. Right now we are on the Santa Cruz Bastion. In front of us is Cafe Del Mar.
It is packed with people right now, having drinks, just waiting for that sun to go down. The Colombian flag is blowing in the wind and there's cannons pointing out at the sea.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Seems like a great spot, but we're gonna head down a little bit and try to check out a different place. And you know what? If you want to save some money, you can just buy a couple drinks from the vendors here. Everyone seems to be selling beer, little like...
So some wine coolers in there?
Yeah, so that could be cool, but we will see you at our next stop. Welcome back. We have made it down here to Bastion San Francisco de Javier, and we just had like a flashback. I know we didn't tell you this, but we were here 9 years ago.
And when we came, one of the first places we went was here on the wall to this beautiful restaurant over here, and it's the same one. It's still there. The seats we sat in are still on the wall in the exact same spot.
And when I did the plan for this, I didn't even remember that. So when we like rounded the corner, I was like, Adam, look at that, because we had talked about it earlier, like, I wonder if we'll find that
Where
spot.
is that place?
Yeah.
I mean, this is 11 kilometers long, so you gotta walk the whole thing to find some stuff.
But yeah, we thought before we go over there, because it is loud, there's music playing.
There is a private party that looks pretty fancy. Everyone's in white tuxedos and stuff.
But we thought we'd say
our invitation.
Hey. Well, they didn't know we were coming.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
we
true.
can go crash the party.
Let's do it.
But we thought we would do our goodbyes.
It's a good idea. Thank you so much for coming along with us today.
Yes.
It would have been nowhere near as much fun if you hadn't been here to share it with.
And before we go though, I just want to talk a bit about the city, you know? A couple of things. It's hot, like we said. So make sure you're prepared for that.
Stay hydrated. I actually bought a hydration backpack because it's a hydration. It's so hot, it's hydrating. But yeah, it's actually saved us today. We've gone through about 3 liters of water between the two of us, and that's probably still not enough.
Yes, and I know we mentioned the vendors. They are quite incessant. I don't remember that from the last time, but you know what? A lot has changed. We went through a pandemic. People, you know, they are trying to survive. So try to understand that if it gets to be too much, step in somewhere, you know, take a little break.
For sure, especially after COVID. So many people lost their businesses and their homes. So people are just trying to survive.
But it's a beautiful colonial city, as you can see. It's been preserved so well, restored. There's a ton of history here.
So much color, so much art, so many friendly people. I mean, we've had so many people just talk to us today, give us directions, try and help us find the best stuff to see. It's been really nice.
Yeah, so we hope when you're here, this helps you out. But yes, thank you so much again. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to
Ding-ling-ling, the walled city.
We'll see you
next time.
Adios.